Well, as debuts go, that was a pretty good debut by Senne Lammens. A clean sheet, 3 points, and ultimately a very impressive display from a young and up-and-coming goalkeeper. Now, I want to have a conversation about him. This is not me kind of overrating or kind of hyping up Lammens. I think he definitely is a goalkeeper that can become a very, very good keeper and has the potential to do so. I want to talk about his game yesterday, talk about what Ruben Amorim said about him, and talk about why he's such an improvement already and what we've been seeing at Manchester United. Now, firstly, Ruben Amorim talked about how he needed time to settle into a new country, new league, and a new language. And I think, in a new environment, looking at Senne Lammens, I think he's a goalkeeper who you can see already is a very confident figure in himself. And I think you look at when he first came in, he needed time. He said Binder was playing in goal, but he talked about how the other players helped him. And I think you can already see the players helping Lammens, him encouraging him. And I think as a goalkeeper, you have to be demanding. You have to be someone who's quite loud and vocal. And I think that's something that you can see from Lammens' performance yesterday. Obviously, the claiming crosses and his overall ability to save shots, which, listen, yesterday's performance, it didn't need to be a world-class performance. It just needs to be a competent performance where he makes saves and does what he needs to do, gets rid of the ball. But one thing that I noticed is his ability to claim crosses. I mean, there were three, I think, moments in the game. One towards the end of the first half, one towards the end of the game, where he just claimed crosses, and we've not been used to doing that. We've seen Onana do it. I remember vividly against Wolves, one of his first games, I think, where he comes to claim a cross and he almost ends up giving a penalty away. Bayern, there's just no way, like, he just gets caught in no man's land. And you look at Lammens, you look at his performance, and I think he can definitely be a goalkeeper. Now again, Sunderland was the perfect game to give him that debut. I believe he gets the clean sheet, he gets the 3 points, but it doesn't get any easier for him. We go to Liverpool after the international break, but he's someone who's going to want to prove himself. He's someone who's a very, very good goalkeeper, and you can see that already in the way that he believes in himself. I think you look at what we needed. Again, he made some good saves as well. There was that long-range shot from Xhaka. Might have been going wide, but again, still had to get across. He made that one good save towards the end of the game as well. I think his ability to act as a sweeper keeper as well was very, very good. Claiming crosses, distribution as well, left foot and right foot. And he was actually looking to pick up players, whereas sometimes you look at Onana, you look at Binder, they're just trying to hoof it along. And I think what Amorim has done, and what he does with most players, obviously Cunha and Burma were different because they are already Premier League established, but you look at Sesko, you look at Lammens, you look at Dorgu to an extent as well. He's given them time to kind of settle into a new league before throwing them straight into it. And I think that's something that you need. When obviously, as a fan, you look at, you want to bring them in, get them playing straight away, but you have to look at the life side of it. When you come into a new country, you come into a new league, it does take time to adapt. And I think you look at Lammens' performance so far, and you look at what we've needed, he fits all the metrics. Now again, people were concerned, and so was I realistically, is he going to be able to, well, he should have been able to replace Binder, but is he going to be someone who starts straight away? Because he's not really an established goalkeeper, but again, he's a young prospect who United believe can become one of the best. That's why we invested in him. And I think instead of going and getting a Martinez who, listen, let's face it, he's much more experienced. You can go get someone who's a cheaper option on less wages who you can kind of bring up. And I think that's something that United have done, especially with De Gea when he came through. Look how long he was at the club for. So that is probably the aim in Senne Lammens, but I thought he had a very calm, composing performance. To get a clean sheet on your debut in the manner in which he did, it's just a breath of fresh air, and it's a massive improvement on what we've been seeing from Onana, Binder. It's massive, and I think going into the next games, the Liverpool, Brighton, Forest, I think we have Tottenham in there as well. You wouldn't be seeing giving him the opportunity, and I think the backline did help him. You can see De Ligt encouraging him as well, especially with De Ligt being one of those senior players in the backline as well. It's always good, but yeah, I'm very, very excited by what we've seen from Lammens so far. I'm going to give you some quotes on what Ruben Amorim has said about him as well, which again is always positive. But yeah, his debut was a massive statement. Obviously, the fans were chanting, "Is he Schmeichel in disguise?" He did just look like a very, very calm, composed keeper, and this is what Amorim had to say. Or this is what Mason Mount had to say. He said it's important in the Premier League keeping clean sheets. You have chances to score, and then to keep clean sheet in the second half was so important. He was solid when we were under pressure. So yeah, he was a very, very good performer. Let's see what else he said. He said, "This is the kind of game when we're not focusing, we're not playing well, we're defending well. We had our moments, we were focused and competitive, not the perfect performance. Senne Lammens did really well. We are a competitive and adult team today. We did need to win these games for a clean sheet. Good for us." So yeah, listen, I'm very, very happy with Lammens. All in all, given the time to adapt into a new league. Yes, this is his first game and we can't be reactionary, but the saves that he made, his distribution, was very, very good. And I think what you can say is, yeah, he does look like a very good keeper with potential. And I think we've done well so far with sort of the signings that we've made, with Le Mans, with Tesco, Cunha and Burma. They've looked good signings. Again, it's very early on into the season and we've had a shocking performance, but yeah, I think he looks like a very, very sound keeper. I'm not going to ramble on too much, but I thought his stats were there, his play was there. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on Le Mans and his performance. I thought it was very calm, composed and collected.